everyone, welcome to Mama Behavior. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about my minimalist baby checklist and for baby number 2 and how it applies to mama behavior. So I am the behavior mama. I'm going to talk a little bit about how minimalism in your baby's nursery or your baby inventory can really help benefit you as a mama and affect your behavior. So let's jump into it. Let's talk about behavior a little bit first. Let's talk about the ABCs of behavior. A is for antecedent, so those things, those actions, those things that happen before your behavior. So, for example, if you're organized in your nursery and you don't have a lot of inventory to go through, that's setting up your antecedents. It's going to affect the B, behavior. So your behavior as a mama, how you interact towards your baby, how you're a little bit more loving and caring because you have the time to be instead of sifting through all of your belongings or all of his or her new belongings. It's going to help you have a little bit more time to spend with your baby and bond with your baby, which is essential for newborns. And then C is consequence. So your consequence in this case is going to affect your stress level. So your cortisol levels are going to stay low or at least at an even rate. They're not going to escalate. You're going to think, hey, this is super simple. It's going to give you a little bit self-control and feel like when the world of having a baby, especially a newborn, is out of control, you feel like you have control over your inventory. You're able to organize it a little bit easier, and you just feel more in control. So that's going to really benefit you, mama, especially because you're a new mom and you're really overwhelmed, or even a second-time mom, you're still overwhelmed, you're tired, you have a new being that you're trying to care for, you're adjusting to having life with one more baby. So being minimal in your baby essentials is really going to affect you. And minimalism is not the same for everyone. I'm going to show you what it is for me. And I have my list here. The first one I kind of categorized as like diaper essentials. So we have a whole bunch of newborn diapers. We have wipes. We like the Water Wipe brand for the first couple months. And then after we knew my baby wasn't super sensitive, we were able to try some other brands and we liked them all. They're all pretty much the same. Diaper cream. So we like the Aquaphor or A&D, I think it's called. So I'll link all of this down below as well. And I have a blog post connected to all of this that you guys can see a whole list of things. So we like all those diaper essentials. We also had a travel changing pad. So we just used the one that like came with our diaper bag. It folded up or it rolled up. And we liked that because we could bring it to like any room in the house. It wasn't heavy or bulky or awkward to like bring to a different room. It was super easy to transport. We found that we changed the baby in the living room if I was more comfortable feeding nightly in the living room or in the bedroom or wherever. So that was really handy just to have a mobile one. So those are all of our like diaper essentials. You're going to need a car seat. We liked the Graco Forever car seat. It grows with your baby. We had that one, and then we also have another one just for our like spare car if there was ever an emergency and we needed to have a car seat in another car. That one was just a Graco infant car seat. It just like stays up to like a certain number of pounds. But that was kind of our choice to have two. You really only need one. And you can transport the car seats really easily to a different car if you need to. But we really like the Graco Forever car seat. We also have clothes. So I'm going to tell you, I'm sure this is like everyone's like question of how many pairs of clothes do you have if you're minimalist. So we have like a bucket here and I counted 11 outfits so that she's a winter baby. So we have like onesies along with pants or tights or whatever. So 11 outfits in here. And I could, if I wanted to, I could stack more on top. But I didn't want to because I have 11 outfits in here for like daily use. And that's, I think, going to be enough for me. I don't have drawers upon drawers trying to sift through clothes. This is enough for me. You're going to find that you need swaddles and blankets and burp cloths and all the other linens. And so clothes is like the least of your worries. So we have 11 clothes in here, daily clothes in here. And then we have 2 like footy pajamas and like 1 nice church outfit, or if you want to take pictures, it's kind of fun to have a nicer outfit for baby. I don't know, I think it's fun, not essential, but I think it's fun to have a nicer outfit for baby. So that's all the clothes we have. We also, like I said, my son spit up on everything. So we also have a lot of burp cloths. We have 10 burp cloths and 10 like soft bibs that go around their neck, which of course only use that when baby's awake and you're able to monitor your baby, because it does go around their neck. But it's super nice because if they spit up, it kind of protects their clothes or whatever they're in, or you could just even like pop it up and like wipe their mouth or whatever. So we have 10 of each of those. And then I ended up using like the the big blankets, Muslim swaddle blankets, as like a spit up protection. So I would put it on my baby's lounger or on the floor, since I didn't want to like get out carpet cleaner and stuff like that and like clean up any spit up that's on the floor. It was really nice to just put that down before laying baby down, and you have it there if she spits up, and then you can throw it in the wash. So we have 4 of those, which we love. And then one of the other reasons why we don't have a lot of clothes, like a lot of daily clothes, is because my son lived in these Halo sleep sacks. We have 4 of these, which maybe isn't super minimal, but again, he spit up on everything. So to have like 2 a day at least, or like 4 a day if you needed it, and just to wash them, is going to be really nice. So we have 4. If you're like me and you don't know how to swaddle, or you're like too afraid that they're going to break out of their swaddle and then be unsafe with a blanket, I highly, highly recommend these. I love the Halo sleep sacks. They come in different materials. We got fleece ones because we are having a winter baby, but they just open right up. They zip, super easy for diaper change. Them with their arms out. You can wrap them with one arm out if they like it. You can wrap them with their little hands up. My son liked to be like totally swaddled, arms down and everything. And there you are. Like it Velcros, it's not coming apart. Babies like aren't that strong to get this off. Super safe. It made me feel really comfortable to have safe sleep with these Halo sleep sacks, and they're super warm. I also used a heating pad. So I just think a heating pad is essential. We would use our heating pad not only for mom, who was super sore, but we also used it for our son. We would lay it down on his crib mattress to kind of warm up the sheets. And so that made like going from a warm mom or like burping or whatever into like a warm crib sheet. Of course, you lay down the heating pad and take it out before you put baby in, because that's not safe sleep. But it like warmed up the sheets, and so nice and warm, going from that warm mom to the like warm crib sheets, kind of made the transition super easy. My son slept so much better. It was so much easier to just like put him down because he was warm, and he kind of felt like he was still by mom a little bit. I loved the heating pad idea. So get a heating pad and set it up next to your crib or your bassinet or whatever you're using, because it's an essential. And then we also have glass bottles. I chose the Dr. Brown's glass bottles. We also transitioned my son later to like Tommy Tippy bottles, but that's only because our daycare didn't like the glass. So if your kiddo's going to daycare, think about maybe getting plastic ones, just because the system that they used at daycare got the bottles really, really hot, and they didn't want to like burn his hands. They also make like silicone covers to go over too, so it's not like as warm to the touch. But we really liked the glass ones. They were really easy to use. Dr. Brown's is not super easy to clean, but they do like work well in that like they reduce a lot of like bubbles and like gas and stuff like that. So we liked these. We also liked Tommy Tippies. As my son grew up a little bit and went to daycare, like after 3 months. Then we also got a bottle sanitizer. We just used a microwavable one because it was cheap on Amazon, and it's the Tommy Tippy brand, and it actually came with like all the Tommy Tippy bottles. So it was a great deal. We went ahead and bought it. You put all of these bottles on a rack, and they do like I think 6 bottles at a time. You pop it in the microwave for a couple minutes with some water underneath, and it just sanitizes them all in the microwave. Super fast, super easy to use. We liked it. We haven't used like the plug-in sanitizers. I'm sure they're just as good, but this is kind of a cheaper route if you want to go that way, and they came with a whole bunch of bottles, so why not? But for this baby, we only have 3 bottles. I'm expecting to breastfeed again, and then we really liked bottles because I could make a bottle for my husband to feed the baby in the middle of the night if I needed to just get some sleep. And that was really easy because we use the Haka, which is my next must-have. The Haka is like a breast milk collector. So if you're feeding baby on one side, it collects milk that's falling on the other side. It's really nice because you can make a bottle for your husband to feed the baby in the middle of the night. So take full advantage of that. And it also kind of keeps your clothes clean because you're not leaking on the other side. You're not having to go through a whole bunch of like breast pads inserted in your bra. Like, it's super easy. It's mess free. I just made one in the middle of the night or whenever I was like feeding baby, then collected it into a bottle, combined it all throughout the day or throughout the night even. I would have like enough to fill at least half a bottle or even more, to fill up a bottle really quickly so my husband can use it the next day or during the night, those kind of things. So Haka is super essential. Of course, if you're planning on breastfeeding, you're going to want a pillow. So we use the My Breast Friend pillow. It's really nice because it like buckles around you, and it gives you some back support, especially when you're sitting breastfeeding forever. It's nice to have some back support, and it gives baby some support too. We used that a lot. We used our nursing covers. I used just one with my son, and it was called Milk Snob, and we're going to use it again. Super easy. It wraps all the way around you. We like got gifted one with my first baby that was just like an apron. So I felt like if you were sitting behind me, you might be able to see something in there. So I never used that one. I ended up getting rid of it because this one goes all the way around you. Like, it's totally concealed. It's lightweight and breathable. It's super comfortable. So that way you're not worried about showing anything when you're feeding your baby. And then a breast pump is nice to have on hand. Don't put it on your baby registry because your insurance will most likely cover it. If you have insurance, my insurance covered the Spectra 2, I think it's called. I'll link it down below. But I have that one, and I used it a ton. But this time around, I think I'm going to see if my insurance can cover like a hands-free one. They're not as good, I hear. My sister has one. She didn't like it like as much, like the suction isn't as good on some of them. But I figured that if I'm running around after my 2-year-old, I could be a little bit more mobile and not connected to the wall, but then I still have my Spectra 2 if I needed to use it. Not that I'm expecting to use a pump at all or very much because I'm hoping baby will breastfeed just fine, and I'm not going to work this time around. I'm a stay-at-home mom where I needed it for my first child when I went to work. So I'm going to try to go that route. Kind of keep that, to catered to whatever your situation is. If you're going to work, I would recommend getting like a plug into the wall one because their suction is much better. But if you're a stay-at-home mom with baby number 2, I think I'm going to try getting hands-free. I think it'll just serve me a lot better. And then with my son, we never used a bouncer. We just didn't have enough room in our tiny apartment for it, to be honest. And he had so much spit up and so much reflux that he liked sitting up, and I always had to hold him or put him in our baby lounger kind of propped up, which I felt like was a little dangerous because like it didn't have a buckle. So we got this from my sister, just a hand-me-down for my sister. So we're going to try a bouncer just in case she needs it. If she has the same kind of situation as my son did with the acid reflux, she's kind of sitting up and she can bounce. And then we have, you can kind of see the crib behind me. We got it off Facebook Marketplace, secondhand. We ordered a new mattress for it, so it's super clean. We have the crib for when she gets older. And she sleeps in her big kid room. But we also have a little bassinet by our bed that we'll be using at nighttime. And I just want to talk a little bit about this new bassinet. It is a lifesaver for most people. My sister's baby didn't love it, didn't really hate it, but my baby loved it. I loved it. It gave me a little bit more rest. The Snoo bassinet is a bassinet that rocks your baby to sleep, kind of sways, it mimics the womb. It has white noise connected to it, and as your baby cries, it'll get louder, it'll sway a little bit more. You can limit it if you want, if you have a newborn, little tiny baby. You can limit the motion if you want it, so it's really soft. It's super nice because once they get older and you kind of start sleep training a little bit around 3 to 6 months, it's nice to have them be rocked without you and being used to their crib. It comes with a crib sheet, so it comes the special crib sheet, and it comes with special swaddles or sleep sacks. These are the Snoo sleep sacks. They come with these little attachments because they attach to either side of the bassinet. And so when it rocks, your baby's not going to be pushed over or anything like that. It's also really nice because my son started to roll around 3-4 months, and I was afraid that he was going to roll in his sleep and couldn't roll back over, which happens to a lot of babies, and he couldn't quite keep his head up and all the things. So I was afraid I wasn't going to wake up to that, but I was super confident my baby was not going to roll in this because he was attached to the side of the crib pretty good, and it just gave me peace of mind. And if the baby cried, the Snoo would rock him back to sleep. There is a chance that you don't have to get up and tend to your baby. Of course, be a responsible parent and know that your baby might be hungry. You have to go in and feed it. But my son was fed, burped, all the things, and I put him down in the crib and he still cried. So at that point, I was like, okay, the Snoo, I know that my baby has all its needs met. The Snoo is going to rock him for a little bit. Let's see if he can lay down, be quiet, and fall asleep. And that way I got a little bit more rest. And sometimes that it did really happen where I fed him, I burped him. He had everything that he needed. He was warm enough, all the things. And he cried for a little bit, and he the Snoo rocked him to sleep, and he was fine. He was good to go. So I didn't have to rock him to sleep or anything like that. So that was just a lifesaver for me. So I liked the Snoo. Not a huge essential, but it's really, really nice to have if you can afford it. Like I said, my sister used the same Snoo, so we split the cost of the Snoo, and we got it secondhand. So we got it for a really, really good price. So it wasn't that expensive for me. If you have a friend or a sister or a relative that you can split the cost with and look for them on Facebook Marketplace, I think it's a really good investment. I would recommend it. Baby lounger. So we have a baby lounger. It is now a dog bed. So if you have pets, know that your dog is going to sleep on the baby lounger. We actually have the Boppy baby lounger that got recalled just recently. So we are in the market for a new baby lounger. We're going to give it to the dogs. We have the Vava Light. So the Vava, I think that's how you say it. Vava Light is this little egg-shaped night light that you tap on and tap off, and it'll go dim, it'll go really bright, and it's super nice for nighttime feedings because if you turn on a light, you're going to wake your husband up. If he's in bed next to you, you're going to wake baby up totally. You're going to be totally awake, and it'll be harder to go back to sleep. What I like about the Vava is that it dims way, way down, and so you don't have to wake everybody up. You can still kind of see what you need to do. You can turn it up really gently if you need to, and it just kind of helps get baby latched or get a quick diaper change done in the middle of the night, and it doesn't wake everybody up. None of this is sponsored. It's just something I really like. And then pacifiers. So we have a variety of pacifiers that we did not use with my firstborn, and I think I'm going to try it with my next baby. We were told by our lactation consultant that this, using a pacifier could cause nipple confusion. So we did not use a pacifier for the first 3 months. And I wish I would have, honestly. Our kiddo would scream if he were getting a bath or if he was getting a diaper change. So we ended up sticking our pinky at the time to the top of his mouth. And so he could suck on it just to calm himself down a little bit because he would just scream. And we were in an apartment at that time, and like we didn't want to wake all of our neighbors up. And then, so you're putting your pinky into your baby's mouth to calm him down, and then you're also trying to change diaper, or at least block things from going everywhere. So I think I would use a pacifier just in those couple seconds or couple minutes of giving your baby a bath or changing a diaper, just to soothe a little bit better. And so that way you have both hands free to do what you need to do and do it hopefully quicker. I have a couple of like socks, because she's going to be a winter baby and some of our outfits don't have like the socks attached, which by the way is super nice because these socks don't stay on. We have like, I'll show you. We have these two little booty things, and I'm hoping that these stay on a little bit better than regular socks do. We'll find out, but try to get like footy pajamas or something where you can like fold over to keep their feet warm, because baby feet are always purple and always cold. So I recommend getting that, but we just have a couple. Again, we'll probably use blankets and things like that to keep her feet warm. But that's pretty much it for my baby essentials. Go ahead, if you like this video, click the thumbs up, subscribe if you are interested in more content about parenting. If you have a kiddo who is diagnosed with a disability, I've worked a lot with kiddos who have disabilities. That's where ABA therapy comes in, but I also can see it so much applied to a parent's behavior and describing kids' behavior. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below about any of my minimalist baby essentials, behavior for a mom or a kiddo. I am going to try to answer all of the comments that I can, and try to make more videos like this to address all of those comments, questions, and concerns. I have a ton of knowledge. I've worked in the field of ABA for quite a few years now. I've got my master's degree in ABA therapy, and I'm excited to share it with all of you, and hopefully I can help. I know it can be really hard when you're dealing with challenging behaviors. So I want you to know I'm here for you. If you have any comments or if you have any baby recommendations, especially for a baby lounger, which I'm in the market for, let me know, comment down below, and make sure to subscribe. Thanks.